greeting each other. So hello everyone. Yes, of course. You can ask something. Put in your question or questions that you have in the chat box before we start. So that you're more than welcome. Okay, yeah, you can ask a question about the poster. That's fine. And then somebody was saying, I handed in my poster. Okay, I only received Angelina's poster, and I've received my emails on my phone as well. And I'm checking now again. And yes, my emails is received up to date. So please make sure that you have sent it to the correct email address. There on the screen, you will see my email address there, sinine.vermeulen@gmail.com. So double check because maybe, I don't know if it must still come through, but definitely haven't received anything yet. All right. And as I said, I will still give you time till Monday. Okay. The host is supposed to put the recordings onto the system so you can see it. But can I explain just to you what you need to do is you need to make a poster, A3 size, okay? And on that poster, you want to show what you are going to sell, let's say, on an Entrepreneur's Day at the school. So basically, you're going to put some pictures there. You can paste it. You can draw it yourself of your product. Then you need to indicate to me what the cost of the product is going to be. You can give your business your own name. So let's say at the top of the poster, you will put your business name. And then otherwise you just have to use a lot of color and makes it very creative and nicely. Okay, so it's not a very strict poster where you have to put some details in. The details that I really want to see is what is your product that you're going to sell, what is the cost involved, and what is your business name. And of course, then just remember to put your own name on the poster as well. Right. Maybe can you just tell me or show me in the box that you find now with that explanation? Right. Okay, good. Okay, people, otherwise, let's continue for today. I hope you've got your pen and your paper ready. And as I said, we are going to write a small class test. I'm going to put it now on the screen for you, and I'm going to give you a few minutes to do this. After that, we're going to mark the class test, and then I will still talk to you guys about the assessment of next week. Remember, we have talked about it earlier this week as well, so I'm going to give you a little bit more details about that. Okay, right, but let's start first with the class test. Right, there is your questions. Okay, what you're going to do is on your piece of paper, you're going to write the answers. So you can just write 1.1 and what the correct answer is. So you're not going to copy the questions, right? You can see there I've indicated some marks there in brackets for you. So when we're going to mark it, then you can let the test count at the total and you mark it yourself and you can see how much did you get for this class test. All right, let me quickly just go through the questions. So with 1.1, give definitions for the following concepts for 5 marks. So you need to give me a definition for capital, income, expenses, drawings, and source documents. There are 5 concepts for 5 marks. Then with 1.2, give a definition of a budget for 2 marks. 1.3, what are family budgets all about for 2 marks? 1.4, mention one thing that you can do to save money. 1.5, for 1 mark, what is a transaction? 1.6, mention 2 types of transactions. 1.7, what is a service business and trading business? And mention 1 example of each. So you first give me a short definition of each of these businesses and 1 example for service business and the trading business. 1.8, explain poverty. 1.9, which province in South Africa is the poorest? 1.10, mention 1 point how you can address inequality in South Africa. All right, please don't put any answers now in the chat box. Only when we're going to start to mark, then you're more than welcome to put it in there, but not for now. But if you have any other questions, you're more than welcome to ask it. Otherwise, there are quite a few questions there. So let's give you about 10, 12 minutes time for you to complete this. Okay, so I will look in the whole time. I will look out for the chat box to see if you have questions, but otherwise, I'm going to give you quite a few minutes now to do this. All right, so good luck, guys. I just want to say, if you still got about 5 minutes, I will give. And remember to put the questions in the box if you have. People, when you're starting to finish up, can you just indicate in the box for me done? So then I will get an idea how far you are. I think most of you are finished. So we're going to start marking now the test. So I will jump between the slide and the next slide where the answers will be on. So if we look at question 1.1, you need to give the definitions. So let's start with the first concept, or on the next page you will see every time which concept it will be. So we can stick on the next slide so regarding 1.1. All right, there you go. So the first concept was capital. And remember, you need to mark it now, but your sentence is maybe not going to look like my sentence. So you need to look for some key words, especially when I read it, I will indicate a little bit harder some key things. Right. The money, goods, and property a business can use to make an income through the activities of a business. So capital is the money, goods, and property a business can use to make an income through the activities of the business. The next concept is income. All the money that the business earns. All the money that the business earns. And even if you have given an example there, it was not necessary, but if you give an example, that's also good, like rent income, service fees, commission income. Right, then the next one, expenses. Okay, so what is expenses? A payment for services and consumable goods that the business buys in order to keep the business running. And again, it was not necessary, but you could have given examples such as salary, stationery, wages, water and electricity, and telephone. Important thing with expenses, it's a payment for services and consumable goods. Then drawings. Drawings is when the owner of a business is taking money for his own use or for his personal use. I want to see those words, for his own use or for his personal use. Source documents. Each transaction must be written into a document where the date, the name of the person, amount, signature, etc. must be given. So it's a transaction written into a document, and then you can indicate some of the information that will be on that document, like the date, the name of the person, amount, etc. So that was with 1.1, where you need to answer or give definitions of the concepts capital, income, expenses, drawings, and source documents for 5 marks. So it's 1 mark per concept. If we just go back to the next question, 1.2, give a definition of a budget for 2 marks. Okay, give a definition of a budget for 2 marks. A budget is a written plan on how to spend future income or future money. Or you could have said it's a written document showing the planned income and expense business. Of 2 marks. Important to say it's a written plan or a written document for 1 mark. And then if you said either to spend future income or to say something about the expenses of a business, another mark then. Right, 1.3. What are family budgets all about for 2 marks? What are family budgets all about? It's about income and expenses of a personal household. Yes, any budget is about income and expenses, but we talked here about the family budget. So then you need to say it's for the personal household. So again, it was 2 marks. So for income and expenses, 1 mark. Personal household, another mark. Right, next question, 1.4. Mention one thing you can do to save money. Mention one thing you can do to save money for 1 mark. Right, we have done a few bullets there when we have done the PowerPoint slide. So I've put, I think, 3 there, and you can mention any one for the 1 mark. So either never spend more than the amount earned, or think of what you buy and what you need first, or have cash to buy things you need. So any one of those 3 can give you the 1 mark. Somebody is saying there in the box, spend less on unnecessary things. You can give yourself a 1 mark there. Right. Next question. 1.5. What is a transaction for 1 mark? What is a transaction? And then you can check there for an answer. A transaction is a financial action or event that takes place in a business. So something of action or event, you can give yourself a 1 mark there. They say normally 2 parties involved, the buyer and the seller. So either if you have said it's an event or an action, 1 mark, or if you have said that 2 parties is involved, then you can also give yourself 1 mark there. Next question, 1.6. Mention 2 types of transactions. For 2 marks, mention 2 types of transactions. Right, you get cash transactions and credit transactions. Cash transactions and credit transactions. For 2 marks, so each one comes to 1 mark. 1.7. What is a service business and trading business? And mention 1 example of each for 4 marks. So what is a service business and trading business? Mention 1 example of each. Right. Okay, listen carefully for the marks here. If you have said service business renders a service to the public, then it's 1 mark. Renders a service to the public, 1 mark. And then for your example, it's going to be another mark. So there you could have mentioned any service business like hairdresser, dentist, attorney, doctor. All right, if you're not sure, ask quickly in the box. And then for trading business, sells products or items to the public. So there's another mark, sells products or items to the public. And then your example for another mark, then you could have mentioned clothing stores, shoe stores, furniture stores. Even if you have mentioned like Spar, for instance, then you can give yourself a mark. Or if you have mentioned, let's say, a name of a butchery, then you can give yourself a 1 mark. If you have said Russell's, that is a furniture shop, then you can give yourself 1 mark there. So for the description for service business, 1 mark. The example, another mark. Then for the description of the trading business, that's your 3rd mark. And for the example, another mark. And that's the 4 marks in together. Right, 1.8. Explain poverty for 1 mark. Explain poverty. Poverty, the lack of job creation or lack of public service delivery that cause problems, is inequality. So actually there's also a white field what you could have answered there. So if you're not sure, please put your answer in the box and I will look at it for you. Remember we have 6, let me just go back. Oh yeah, 1 mark, only 1 mark there. The state of being very poor, absolutely correct. You can give you the 1 mark there. Okay, with 1.9. Which province in South Africa is the poorest for 1 mark? And that is, of course, the Eastern Cape. 1 mark there, Eastern Cape. And then with 1.10, mention 1 point how you can address inequality in South Africa. Mention 1 point how you can address inequality in South Africa. All right, and there you can, I've mentioned 3 there, so you can look and take any 3 there for an answer. You could have said either equalizing workers' wages and salaries, improve the education of the workers, progress, gender and racial equality. Okay, so I will stick now for a few seconds on the answer sheet so you can, if you're still busy, go and check. I just want to go quickly back to the questions. So overall, it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So it's out of a total of 20. So there's the answers. Quickly finish up marking and give yourself a mark out of 20. You are also welcome if you're already glad about your mark, if you want to put it in the box so we can see how you have done. Okay, somebody's asking to go back, so I will come back now to the answers again. I'm just going back. I think somebody wants to see maybe the questions. Okay, I wrote most notably measured by distribution of income and distribution of wealth. Yes, I think that is, you're talking about question 1.10, but it's fine. You can give yourself a mark there. And well done. There's a person that's having 20 out of 20. Great. We'll move back now to the answers. All right, is somebody still busy there? Can I go on? Right, so that was the close test for today. It looks very good so far, what I can see from what you have given to me back. This was also a very, very good preparation for yourself for next week's assessment. Okay, and let's talk about that, and then we are done for today. Right, it says there your assessment days will be next week, Tuesday and Wednesday. On Monday, we will continue with another lesson on factors of production. Okay, can I just tell you so you also understand, because it's important for me that you need to understand what is going on. It was at the end of last week, or beginning of this week, they indicated to us that you need to do your assessments next week. And only a few minutes ago, they have noticed us that they may be going to change it to the week after that. But that is not how it's going to work, okay? I'm going to finish the assessment for EMS next week. All right. So If the other subjects is changing, then it is changing, but then it's actually good if we can finish EMS, then you will also have some more time for the other subjects if it is going to be the next week thing. So important to know, when is your assessment going to be next week? It will be on Tuesday and Wednesday. Monday, we're going to have a normal lesson on the factors of production. That means that on Thursday and Friday will also be going to be normal lessons. Right. On those 2 days, what is the topics for the assessment? And that is basically everything that we have done from the beginning now, from July up till now. So the topics will be entrepreneurship, accounting concepts, budgets, transactions, state of net worth, inequality, and then also the factors of production that we are going to do on Monday. All right, so that is your topics for those 2 days. I'm not going to tell you which topic, which day. Maybe you will have some of the topics in both of the 2 days. So you need to know everything for regarding those topics for Tuesday and Wednesday. Okay. Don't ask me now, but ma'am, what textbook must we use and all those things? That doesn't matter, all right? You're more than welcome to use any textbook that you have, but if you just work on what we have done, so on the PowerPoint slides, then you definitely, I promise you, you're going to be more than ready to do the assessment then. Right, then how is it going to work, or how it's going to look like? Right, you're going, when you're going to join, like normally you're going to join, and then the test will be on the PowerPoint slide, like we have done it up till now every day. Okay, so like the class test was, for instance, now, so the questions, everything will be on the slideshow. Of course, we're going to give you more than enough time. So let's say there was a lesson, and when we've talked, it should have taken us 10 minutes, then I will give you the full 45 minutes to go and complete those assessments. Okay, so there will be more than enough time to do it. So don't stress about the time. Then you're going to do it on a piece of paper, so you must remember to have a lot of paper and pen and all those things ready. Okay, and then what is going to happen is when you've done with the assessment for that particular day, then you're going to email it to me. Remember, on the first slide, every time my email address is there. And so you're going to take a photo of your papers and you're going to mail it for me, and then I'm going to mark it, and then I will give feedback on that to you. All right. Please don't let us happen the same thing what is happening with the poster. It's going to cost you. I promise you guys. Okay? So you don't have to send it immediately after the lesson, as long as you're going to send it in that same day for me. All right, then it is going to be acceptable. Right. Any questions? I will look now in the chat box, questions about the class test of today or of the assessment that's going to happen. Remember, it's only from Tuesday next week, Tuesday and Wednesday, but I already give it now to you guys today. Maybe you want to start preparing yourselves over the weekend. Okay, somebody's asking that I need to repeat what I've said, so I'm quickly going to repeat this. So next week, okay, on Tuesday and Wednesday, you're going to do assessments. All right. Monday, we're going to continue with a normal lesson on the factors of production. The topics that you see there for assessment is there on the slideshow. That is basically everything that we have done from the beginning of July till up to now, including the lesson that we will do on Monday. So you need to make sure that you know those topics. You can use any textbook, but you actually just need the PowerPoint slides that we have done. Then you will definitely be fine for the assessments. How it's going to work, like you have done the class test now, it will be on your screen. And then you are going to write the answers on a piece of paper. And when we're done, you're going to take a photo and then you're going to email it for me and I'm going to mark it for you guys. All right. Any more questions? Any questions about today's class test, or about the assessment, or even about the work that we've done the past week? Right, it doesn't look like that, guys. Then that will be all for today. Thank you very much. And I just want to say, guys, if you want to start to prepare yourselves over the weekend, that will be good. Okay, I know during the week it's normally we don't have a lot of time, but still rest as well over the weekend. Okay, I see there's another question. After the assessment, do we send it right away? No, as long as I just get it during the same day, okay? Because I know sometimes what is going to happen is you're going to finish off with my lesson and then you need to check in maybe for the next subject. Okay, so I do understand that as well. So just during that day till the evening, then you can email that to me. Okay. Right. Okay, people, thank you very much for today. Thank you for the class test. It looks really great at this stage. And then I will see you guys then on Monday. Goodbye.